Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a huge one: how to use AI to answer 80% of customer questions automatically.
It's a topic that comes up constantly. Small businesses, especially, they're drowning in this expectation of 247 service.
Absolutely. The pressure is on to be available all the time, 7 days a week. And if you're a small team or, a solopreneur, that's just a recipe for burnout.
It is. And it's not just about burnout. A delay of even a few hours, say, overnight. That can genuinely be a lost sale. Someone asks a question, doesn't get an answer, and moves on.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We want to give you a clear plan to set up an AI system that, that handles all that grunt work for you.
And then does it instantly, around the clock, but, and this is the important part, while still sounding like your brand.
We're really targeting that big repetitive chunk of work, that 60 to 80% of questions that are just facts.
Exactly. We're not talking about trying to automate empathy or complex problem solving. This is all about automating efficiency.
The competitive edge is just massive. I mean, we saw that example of the business owner who put a system like this in place and saw their sales jump by 28%.
Just from capturing those overnight opportunities while their competitors were literally sleeping. Their little AI assistant was there answering questions and helping customers.
Okay, so that's the goal. But before anyone gets excited and starts looking at tools, the first step is actually something much more fundamental. It's the customer inquiry audit.
Yes, you absolutely have to do this first. You can't fix a problem if you haven't actually measured it. So for 1 week, you need to track every single customer question.
From every channel.
Every single one. Emails, phone calls, social media DMs, all of it. This is your reality check.
And what are the key things you need to be logging here?
A few specific things. First, the actual question. Obvious, but important. Then what time it came in, and critically, how long it took for you to respond.
I guess you'd also want to note if it was a simple question or something more complex.
Exactly. Was it a simple fact-based question, or did it need some real thought? And the last piece is, did it require access to specific customer data, like looking up an order status?
And the insight from this audit is almost always the same.
Yeah, it always is. Most businesses are shocked to find that, yes, 60, 70, sometimes 80% of the questions they spend all day answering are simple and repetitive.
They're just questions that are already answered on an FAQ page somewhere.
Right. And once you have that data, you can calculate the real cost, the time cost. This is what gets you buy-in.
Okay, so how do you calculate that?
You just take the number of hours you spend each week answering those repetitive questions and multiply it by what you consider your hourly value to be.
So let's say I spend 15 hours a week on this stuff, and I value my time at, $50 an hour.
That's $39,000 a year.
Wow.
Yeah, $39,000 spent just answering the same questions over and over. If you automate 70% of that, you've just reclaimed over 10 hours of your life every single week.
And the audit tells you where to start. You see those high-impact questions pop up again and again.
Things like, what are your business hours? Where are you located? How much does shipping cost? What's your return policy? Those are the perfect candidates for AI.
Okay, so you've done the audit. You're horrified by how much time you're wasting.
Yeah.
Now you can start looking at the tech. And it seems like the right tool really depends on your budget.
It's broken down pretty cleanly. If you're a solopreneur, maybe spending $0 to $50 a month, you're looking at simple chatbot builders, tools like ManyChat or Tidio.
Right, the entry-level stuff.
Right.
And for a more established small business, maybe in that $50 to $200 a month range.
Then you're getting into dedicated platforms like Intercom or Drift. The big advantage there is they usually have much better CRM integration.
And that's key. The AI needs to be able to talk to your customer data.
Absolutely. And then for the bigger players, say $200 to $500 a month, you're in enterprise territory. Zendesk AI, Salesforce Einstein, you get much more advanced analytics with those.
But the one non-negotiable, no matter the budget, is integration.
It has to be. If the tool can't connect to your website or your e-commerce platform or your CRM, either directly or through something like Zapier, it's just not going to work for those really useful questions like, where is my order?
Which is why testing is so important. That example of the jewelry business was perfect.
It was. They tried one platform that was too basic, another that was way too complex and clunky, and then the third one was just right. It connected to their order system perfectly. You have to use those free trials.
So once you've picked a tool, this is where the real work begins. It's not just about the tech, it's about the training. You have to teach the AI to sound like you.
This is the brand voice part. And it's more than just telling it to be friendly. You need to get specific.
What does that look like?
Well, you start by describing your brand's personality. Are you authoritative? Playful? List 3 to 5 adjectives. Then you decide on formality. Do you use contractions, emojis, slang?
You're basically building a personality profile for your bot.
You are. And for more complex, predictable conversations, you build what are called response trees.
Like a flowchart for the conversation.
Exactly. Take the classic order status question. The AI first asks for an order number. If the customer provides it, that's branch 1, and the AI just pulls the tracking info. Simple.
But what if they don't have it?
So maybe they provide an email instead, but they have a few recent orders. That's branch 2. The AI asks a clarifying question, are you asking about the order for the blue dress or the one for the lamp?
And then there's the escape hatch, branch 3.
That's the failure path. If the customer can't find their info or something goes wrong, the AI's job is to immediately say, I can't seem to find that. Let me get you to a human who can help. It knows its limits.
Okay, preparation done. Now for implementation. The key here seems to be start small.
Please start small. Never, ever launch something like this publicly without a closed beta test.
Get 5 or 10 loyal customers, or even just your own team to try and break it.
Yes. Ask them the weirdest questions they can think of. They will always find awkward phrasing or gaps in knowledge that you missed. You fix those things privately first.
And you also need to make some final configuration decisions, like, is the AI going to be proactive and pop up on its own?
Or will it be reactive, just waiting for a customer to click on it? And you have to be transparent.
You mean don't pretend it's a person?
Never. The trust is built when you're honest. Something like, hi, I'm Maya, the virtual assistant for business name. I can help with pricing and shipping questions.
But the most critical configuration of all is the human escalation criteria. The AI has to know when to quit.
It's a non-negotiable. If a customer types, I need a human or talk to a person, it has to happen immediately.
Or if the AI just fails a couple of times in a row.
2, maybe 3 attempts. If it's not understanding, it needs to hand off. Also, any conversation that involves a complaint, frustration, or sensitive data like payments, that's an automatic handoff.
You're using the AI for efficiency, not for crisis management.
Precisely. Let the AI handle the facts. Let the humans handle the feelings.
Let's talk about the big pitfalls.
Yeah.
The first one is that overly robotic response. We've all seen it.
It's a brand killer. It's so easy to fix, though. Just add a little personality. Instead of your order is confirmed, try something like, fantastic, your order is confirmed and everything looks good to go.
It's a small change, but it feels so much more human.
It does. The other huge pitfall, and maybe the most frustrating for a customer, is a poor handoff experience.
Oh, this is the worst. When you've spent 5 minutes explaining your issue to a bot, and then the human agent comes on and says, so how can I help you today?
And you have to start all over again. It completely defeats the purpose. The solution is just process. The human agent must get the full transcript of the AI chat.
And they have to acknowledge it.
Yes. The first thing they should say is, hi, Sarah, I'm Michael. I've just read your conversation with our assistant about the installation issues, and I can help with that. It's so simple, but it changes everything.
So once you're live and you've avoided the pitfalls, you have to measure if it's actually working.
You need your KPIs, your key performance indicators.
What are the big ones to track for an AI assistant?
We focus on 3 main ones. First is resolution rate. What percentage of conversations does the AI handle completely without any human help?
Okay, that makes sense.
Second is escalation rate, the flip side. What percentage get transferred to a human? And third, and this is my favorite, is after-hours engagement.
Ah, so the volume of questions it's handling while you're asleep.
That's the one that proves the competitive advantage. And when you plug these numbers back into that ROI calculation we did earlier,
You can see a real return.
a huge one. If you save, say, $26,000 a year in time, and the AI tool costs you $2,400 a year, that's a 10.8x return on your investment. It's a no-brainer.
And that's not even counting the qualitative stuff. Less stress, better work-life balance, a more consistent customer experience.
Right, but it's not set it and forget it. Implementation isn't the end. It's the beginning of an optimization loop.
You have to keep making it smarter.
Every single week, you should review, 10 or 15 of those escalated chats, find out why the AI failed, and then add 3 to 5 new answers to its knowledge base.
And then monthly, you look at the bigger picture.
Monthly, you look at your overall metrics and you retest the AI's answers to your top 20 most common questions just to make sure it's still accurate.
And once that foundation is totally solid, then you can start getting fancy.
That's when you unlock the really powerful stuff. proactive support like abandoned cart reminders, product recommendations right in the chat, even scheduling appointments.
The ultimate takeaway here is that AI gives you this incredible consistency and scalability. You use the machine for what it's good at, efficiency, so your people can focus on what they're good at.
Empathy, creativity, judgment, the human stuff.
So here's the thought to leave you with. While your competitors are sleeping, your AI assistant could be helping customers, generating sales, and building your brand, all without you needing to be there.
So if you're ready to get those 10+ hours a week back, we've got a simple action plan for you.
This week, do the customer inquiry audit. Just track everything. See where your time is really going.
Next week, pick a platform, sign up for a free trial, and start writing those first few responses using that brand voice guide we talked about.
And by week 4, launch in that closed beta mode. Get it in front of a few trusted people and start tracking your resolution rate. The only question left is how quickly you want to start reclaiming your time.